Welcome everyone to We the People, a new birth of freedom. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, hit the like or dislike, leave your comments below. Share it with everyone you can. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. We can discuss it, we can talk about it. I'm open to that. Listen closely. I've read this before, but I want to read it again and talk about it for a few minutes. Thomas Jefferson, one of our founding fathers, said, "Freedom is the right to choose, the right to create for oneself the alternatives of choice. Not only the right to choose, but to create for yourself the alternatives of choice. Without the possibility of choice and the exercise of choice, a man or a woman is not a man or a woman, but a member, an instrument, a thing." Powerful, insightful, words of genius. Let's look at that for a minute. We each have a right to choose and create the alternatives of choice. Let's say, for example, saying that there are many out there that choose not to own a firearm. There are politicians who want to choose to control, manipulate, and limit the purchase of firearms, if not ban it altogether. That's freedom. You have a right to choose. But you do not have a right to impose your choice to abolish the Second Amendment on me or anyone else who believes in the Second Amendment or any of the other Bill of Rights amendments. You can choose to live in slavery if you want to, but don't impose that on me. If you don't want to own a firearm, that's your right. That's your freedom. That's one of your alternatives of choice. But you have no right to impose that on me. If you want to be a spineless coward and not stand up for freedom in its right context, that's your right. That's your choice. But don't impose your spineless lack of courage on me. Because see, the Second Amendment gives me the right to own, to keep and bear firearms. And it doesn't limit the firearms that I choose, which is one of my alternatives of choice. In the context of the Second Amendment, it does not give me a limitation on my choice of a firearm. But if you don't believe in the Second Amendment, that's your right, that's your freedom. But you have no right to impose that on me. Just like I have no right to impose the Second Amendment on you if you don't want it. If you don't want to own a gun, don't. If you don't want to own a knife, don't. It's up to you. It's your freedom of choice. You know, if you don't even want to own a BB gun, don't. It's just that simple. If I choose to own a fully automatic machine gun, that's my choice. If you choose to not have one, that's your choice. If I choose to own a tank, that's my choice. If you choose not to own a tank, that's your choice. That's how freedom works. Because if we lose the power of choice and the alternatives of choice, what did Thomas Jefferson say? We're not a man or a woman, but a member, an instrument, a thing. If you don't like the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, the Constitution that's supposed to protect and support and defend the Bill of Rights, if you don't like it, You don't have to like it. It's your choice. But don't try to change my mind and impose your choice upon me, because I believe in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. I believe in the flag. With all of its good, bad, ugly, indifferent historical facts, we still live in the best nation with all of that on the planet. But see, that's where tyranny comes in, totalitarianism. People that don't believe in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, those that don't believe in its content and its context, they want to impose that on everyone else. That's tyranny. That's where Marxism, Nazism, communism, fascism, all rolled into some evil, diabolical conglomeration that wants to control you, manipulate you, enslave you to their ideology. But you're born because of life. You're born because of liberty. You're born to pursue those things in us that causes us to want to live happy, to own, to enjoy, to possess. You're born with that. And if people want to forfeit that and say, well, I want to limit my freedom, that's fine. It's your right. It's your choice. But do not, I repeat, do not impose that on those of us who love life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness without limitations, in the context of what Thomas Jefferson said here. I'll read it again. Freedom is the right to choose, the right to create for oneself the alternatives of choice. Without the possibility of choice and the exercise of choice, a man or a woman is not a man or a woman, but a member, an instrument, a thing. One last comment. There's been great debate and discussion over the term men or man in the original documents. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And they say that's a very prejudicial, discriminatory expression because it says men. But once again, in that day and in that time, and even before that, goes back millennials, the word man or men was gender neutral in its overall context. Now, there are those, of course, that use it in some discriminatory fashion, but in its general context, it included both men and women. You see, our founding fathers were not so stupid as politicians are today to think that men did not include women. That's why they fought to see women have equal rights. Very simple, isn't it? It's just like, I'll give you an analogy. The 7 days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Over and over again, we repeat those words. Well, it's Monday. Well, it's Tuesday. Well, it's Wednesday. Well, it's Thursday, and so on. The word day in that daily expression also includes every phase of the day, including night, darkness. Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It includes morning, noon, or should I say morning, mid-morning, noon, early afternoon, mid-afternoon, late afternoon, evening, night, and so on, and all the phases of the night. But it's called Monday or Tuesday or Sunday or whatever. Day does not exclude all of the phases of that 24-hour period. Likewise, the word men or man does not exclude the other gender. doesn't. Nor does it exclude a person based on skin color. It doesn't. That's why they fought for the abolition of slavery, because the skin color did not specify that they were outcast from. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men, gender neutral, are created equal, including both men and women. Abraham Lincoln understood that. Many today can't understand that. So think about these things. Until next time, God bless and be a true American patriot.